Hey, it's Michael with the Y, and you're listening to My Reality Recap, the only podcast where I get to talk about all of my feelings towards the shows that I love. Today we're going to talk about what happened on Face Off when the contestants entered the freak show, which stars came out on top on TV night on Dancing with the Stars, who was the latest castaway voted off the island on Survivor, and I talk with Project Runway Under the Gun runner-up Sam Donovan about the Ready to Wear challenge on Project Runway. I hope you're ready for this, so put your glasses on and get ready to get your freak show on with me. My co-host today is fellow reality TV nerd buff fan, my good friend Drew.
Hello everyone again.
Welcome back to My Reality Recap.
I am glad to come back.
I'm so
an
happy to
amazing
have
experience.
you here. Oh good, I'm happy to hear that. So it's officially October, and that means Halloween, which is also my birthday, is right around the corner. And on Face Off this week, they did a circus freak show, so I think we should start talking about Face Off so we can get into the Halloween mood. Is that okay with
Let's
you?
get in the Halloween spirit. Let's talk about Freak Show.
Okay, so the foundation challenge on Face Off was a tribal warrior makeup. So each of the models had a different weapon, and the contestants had to do a little artwork inspired by the weapon. And they had Robin Matthews as the special guest judge, and she is the Oscar-winning makeup artist for her work on Dallas Buyers Club. So she did all this stuff on, what's that guy's name? I can't think of his name.
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto, yes. I can't believe I forgot his name. So she was there, she judged it, and this is the challenge where they have 2 hours to do the crazy makeups as fast as they can. And the winner got immunity. The top 2 looks were Meg and Scott, and they ended up giving immunity to Scott. So, yay, Scott. So the Spotlight Challenge. I like
You
Meg.
seem so enthused. I know you love Meg.
I love Meg. The Spotlight Challenge was they had to make a freak show character because back in the day, freak shows were used to draw people in, but people were usually disappointed about the freaks because they weren't really that exciting. And so their challenge was to make a freak show character that would wow the audience and the people would be excited to see. And there were some really awesome techniques that they used this episode. And as like a crafter and the person who loves creativity, I just want to point out these 2 things. Stevie, she did both of them this week. She made these awesome stencils out of feathers. Like she put the feather against the arm and then painted over it.
That's clever.
And then you take the feather off and then you have a cool pattern around your arm. I was like, huh. It's like a cool tattoo.
That would be cool.
And then the other thing she did was she made icicles using a hot glue gun.
That one was cool. That was really, really a neat effect, I had to admit. I was surprised because like when he said it was hot glue, guys, I just didn't believe him for a second. I was like, it's got to be prosthetic.
Yeah, you just like do the hot glue gun under the table and let it drip and try to catch it. And then once it dries, take it off the table, stick it on a prosthetic.
Yeah, it turned out really well. It was beautiful.
Yeah, I loved it. So I might have to do some photo shoot now with some hot glue gun and make some icicles. So the top looks this week, well, let me talk about my favorites. I had 2 favorites. They were Nora. She had Lobster Larry, and it was a gangster and like the mafia. And Nora has been killing it ever since she won that gauntlet. Like she has like stepped up her game.
No, and the face makeup on that lobster was incredibly detailed. It was nice.
So good.
And everything else just worked too. Like the way he had dressed, everything else. They didn't oversell like the lobster boy hands.
And
they
he
really
looked like a
kept
part
it
of
in
a
the
freak
face,
show.
And he looked like a part of a freak show.
My other favorite look was, of course, Meg. She's always gonna be my favorite. She did Inside Out Oscar, and it had like the skin falling off. Her concept wasn't all the way there, but I mean, I still thought it was cool. Like, it looked like a cool makeup.
Cool. It was a gross out effect. I liked it.
It didn't really fit the challenge, but it was like an awesome makeup, I thought.
It didn't fit the challenge, but it was awesome makeup.
The top looks were Nora with Larry Lobster and Ben with the human peacock.
The human
man.
peacock.
And the Ben's look actually won the challenge, and it looked like an actual human with a little deformity of a peacock, which could really happen to somebody. Can it really happen? I don't think somebody could really look at a peacock.
No, like honestly, the way he did the prosthetics and everything, it made it look like you could see that in like real life if someone had some sort of like I don't know, birth defect like back then with the freak shows and stuff like that. He looked like it could have been taken out of like the American Horror Story version of Freak Show. He could have been a character. Right.
It was very good, so he deserved the win. The bottom 2 looks were Meg with her Inside Out Oscar and Evan with Moon Girl. And I thought Evan's was awful. Like the idea... Okay, so Evan's Moon Girl was a redneck country girl.
Hillbilly girl.
She had piggy tails, but she had like bad acne all over her face, and it was supposed to be like a moon crater.
She was holding moonshine.
Yeah, I mean, the story or the concept was brilliant, I thought, for a freak show. But the way the makeup turned out, I thought was awful.
It looked like a bad, like, Wrong Turn meets, I don't know, Daisy Dukes. It didn't make sense to me. And, like, it was a cool concept. I just wish it was
Yeah, and so they actually eliminated Meg. My homegirl got voted out, and I was not voted out, eliminated.
Eliminated.
And it was just very sad to me because I felt like her art was better, but it just didn't really fit the concept, which is what did her.
Well,
And
do you
sucks.
think they like judge as like a whole of their whole entire work? Is it really
They
week
don't.
by
They
week?
really do week by week, which is so sad because
I still thought hers was better.
right, and she was the second place in the Spotlight Challenge, so she almost had immunity.
Yeah,
And that's what gets me.
I think that's like you could hear the bitterness in Michael's voice earlier. Like he was just like, oh, that guy. Like,
It's just so frustrating because on a lot of these shows that I talk about, they don't always judge throughout the whole competition. They do it week by week. And it's like, you got to remember some of these people make some amazing stuff. But the other thing too, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I need to vent. But other seasons of these shows, they remember their past looks. It's like they don't keep the same rules for every season.
The only show I know that I've watched before that's done that is America's Next Top Model. If they're like
Right.
neck and neck, they look back at the past photos and
And they haven't
will
did
go
that
through-
recently. They do
No.
it like each week.
But I like that better. Like I feel like if you're giving a career in this stuff, your works are culminating.
Right.
Like it's a portfolio basically you're taking outside of this show that you're going into the real life with. I feel like is that really fair to like some of these people who have one off week and they're neck and neck with someone at the bottom like Meg and this other guy? Or I feel like it just wasn't really quite fair in my opinion.
Right. Well, now that my pick to win is gone, I have to pick someone new. So I'm going to say, or I have I have 3 people. There's only like 6 people left too.
Yeah, there's like...
I want Nora to win, but I think it's going to be either Ben or Jordan.
On Curb Appeal alone, Jordan.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Jordan seems likable, he's good looking, he's good at what he does.
Tattoos,
but, like,
glasses.
Tattoos and glasses. But no, Nora I think would be honestly like an excellent choice for this season. Like, I
They
would
usually
love
just
that.
always end up picking a man to win too. If there's like a girl and a guy, they usually go for the guy, which is always frustrating.
Which
for
is
me.
really strange, honestly, especially in this day and age in reality TV.
Well, speaking of TV, Dane TV, and Dancing with the Stars, they had TV night. And so all the dancers had to dance to a different theme song from a TV show. And so if you were on Dancing with the Stars, Drew, what theme song would you want to dance to?
When Michael asked me this question, I had to think so long about it because I really couldn't think of a theme song because I'm a horrible dancer. But I am.
You would do Survivor, right? You would go all tribal on everybody.
I would maybe go Survivor, but I've been binging so much Charmed on Netflix. I'm still
Okay.
gonna go with Charmed's original song from like the 90s when you watched on TV. They took off the theme song on Netflix. It was a dick move. I was really upset about it. I would dance alternative 90s to that all day.
Well, I would probably pick the America's Next Top Model theme song. Do you know what that theme song is?
I do know. You want to
It
be on
goes,
top?
"Want to be on top?"
That-
It's the question I ask all the time.
The really hot, cool, deaf guy is now
You didn't
like
catch my
signing.
You didn't catch my joke.
I didn't catch your joke?
No, it's okay. Maybe the listeners did. Some of the dances that they did this episode were to Gilligan's Island. They did American Bandstand, The Addams Family, a wide variety of songs, theme songs. And the couple that we're going to talk about is Alexa and Mark. Alexa is the Spy Kids girl. And they did an awesome jazz routine to Breaking Bad. And it was very weird to watch, but it was very good.
It was so contemporary, but honestly, like she seemed like she could be on So You Think You Can Dance. That's how technically, like, she looked like she just belonged there. Like, if I didn't know who, like, I think her partner's Mark Ballas.
Yes.
Like, if I didn't know who he was, I would have assumed like either one of them could be professional dancers.
Right, like she was so good.
She was amazing.
And they ended up getting a 36 out of 40, which was tied for first for the night. Some of the other ones we're going to talk about are Alec and Lindsay. They had a True Blood tango, and I just love True Blood. Like, I always feel this urge to watch True Blood, and seeing that dance made me just want to stop everything and go back to watching some Jason Stackhouse and Eric Northman.
HBO knows how to choose a theme song, and True Blood was.
Showtime is...
No, it's HBO, isn't
Is
it?
HBO?
Yeah,
It
I
is
think
H- it
True
is
Blood is
yeah.
HBO.
Dexter was Showtime. That's
Yeah,
what
because
I'm
the
thinking.
HBO has that thing
Yes.
right before, and then it starts. Yeah, no, I know HBO.
So Alex and Lindsay did a True Blood tango. It was very sexy. They ended up getting a 33 out of 40, which was, I believe it was second place. Nick and Sharna did a Viennese waltz to the Downton Abbey theme song, and they tied Alexa and Mark for 36 out of 40.
I loved it.
Paula Dean and Louie did a dance to Gilligan's Island. They had lots of effects and lots of dancers to distract everybody.
The production was so amazing. Like, I got so distracted I didn't even pay attention for the most of the dancing. I was like, oh, look at all the bright colors. There's like waves on the floor. There's a storm. But no, the dancing itself,
Yeah, they ended up getting a 20 out of 40, which was the worst score of the night. And getting to the elimination, there was no elimination based off viewers' vote because Kim Zolciak, I don't know how to say her last name.
Zolciak. Zolciak.
Kim from The Real Housewives of Atlanta had a blood clot earlier this week, which resulted in a mini stroke or a TIA. And so she wasn't able to perform. She was all healthy. She could dance, but her doctor wouldn't let her fly from Atlanta to LA to do the show. And the rules state that if you are not able to dance the night of the show, you are asked to withdraw from the competition. So she was automatically eliminated, so everybody else got a bye. Paula Deen basically got saved.
Yeah, she did. It was sad to watch. I mean, I didn't like the format that they did with the video on
Yeah, they had her on Skype and talking about this, and they were had her partner did the dance with some other professional, and they had Kim on there, and they were like, we have to let you go. And you could just see Kim like turn up her Real Housewives like, attitude near the end of it.
It looked like she just got fired and she was going to put up a hell of a fight to get some unemployment, but no, it was just, and they cut her off too. They cut her off. It was like watching the Oscars, like when someone had like an overbloated speech and it was like, fade to the music.
And so nobody was eliminated, and next week, I don't think, they're talking about the change-up where they switch up the professionals with the celebrities. So you can do that on Twitter. I think you just hashtag which people you want to see dance with each other.
I think that's swapping?
Yeah, they do it for 1 week. The public gets to pick who they want to see dance with.
Who do you want to see?
I don't know. I just want to keep watching Alexa and Mark dance together so they don't have to switch.
No. They're such a good pair together.
It's probably going to be like Alexa and Derek are going to be put together because they're going to be an awesome
They would be awesome.
duo.
Like, honestly, like any guy who's paired with her, they'll have so much to work with. And plus, he'll probably love not having... Anybody would love not having Paul. Like, maybe you can give him... Can they give him a good shot with her?
Let's give Derek Huff Paula Deen.
Let him have one bad partner.
Okay, so this is the part of the podcast where I need to talk about my sponsor for a little bit. This week is provided by White with Style. It's an awesome teeth whitening company that has an FDA-approved technique to whiten your teeth with a fancy LED light. Now, if you're like me and you drink a ton of coffee or that pumpkin spice latte that all these basic bitches are drinking these days, this little gem will help your teeth keep looking beautiful for all the boys and girls. And because White with Style is just an amazing company, they're offering all of my podcast listeners a special offer on their first starter kit. The Sparkle White Professional Teeth Whitening Kit is originally $269, but you beautiful people get it for just $28. Visit www.whitewithstyle.com and enter the code Michael with a Y at the checkout to get your discount. Once again, that's www.whitewithstyle.com and the code is Michael with a Y. Now we can get to your favorite show. Survivor! So the tribes come back from after... Would you say Vetus was blindsided? He was blindsided a little bit. It was like he knew he had something going on. Like he had a feeling, I think.
I think Vetus had a feeling, and I'm still upset a little bit because he had the best pair of underwear on the beach.
And the hidden immunity idol.
Yeah.
The special hidden immunity idol.
Yes, his penis. That is a very special hidden immunity idol that I don't know if anybody's ever going to get to use now. Oh, that's tragic.
So when they got back to camp, though, Jeff Varner, he came a swinging. He was like, Spencer and Shireen are playing this game way too hard. We need to flip the vote and get one of them out.
Jeff Varner is scary to be in a tribe with, even scarier to be in an alliance with. He is just so erratic, and now he sees like how fast people are playing the game. He's like, I gotta play fast, and he's trying to flip all the old school players to like play the same way because he says he doesn't want to be left in the dust, which makes sense. Jeff Varner is, I thought he was gonna be a sleeper. No, he's hitting hard out of the gate so quickly.
He's doing so good. Like
he's doing really good. He was able to.
I'm nervous though. I get nervous when these people start making big moves so early. Like he just like got everybody to jump on his boat.
He was able to
be so nervous.
He flipped the vote first week, second week, which is almost impossible because people are really settled into numbers for safety already. He flipped a vote a second week, which is almost
we can't talk about the vote yet for the second week.
No,
we gotta save that.
But no, Jeff has been amazing this season so far.
I'm very excited to see him keep going. So the couple of things we need to talk about is they keep giving Joe a perfect edit. He's just the golden boy. He can do no wrong, which, yes, he is a golden boy. He is beautiful. He can do no wrong, but I don't get why they keep showing it. Like, is that tribe just living the high life on winning all the time, that there's nothing crazy going on?
Exactly. I think that tribe doesn't have really much bad thing. They win the immunity the first week. They feel safe. They got the reward that first week.
And Cass has been not being chaos. She's like being a mom. She's good.
We'll talk about her later when we get deeper in the episode. I'm weirdly getting endeared to Cass.
Yes.
She's changed her game quite a bit, and I think it's going to definitely benefit her.
And then once she gets to the merge, she's just going to like turn it on, and I'm going to be like, there's chaos.
But back to Joe, I feel like they're giving Joe an edit of like, I think they're trying to make us feel like he's going to go early now. I almost feel like they're trying to hint to us that he's going to go early, which either, I think, I think he might make it deeper in the game. I still don't think he can win. I think it's impossible. I think there's too many big threat guys in the middle.
Right.
Right
Like, I
now.
always look at who they give the edits to, and jumping ahead to the immunity challenge, I can tell who wins the immunity based by who they show which tribe they strategize more. Like, they showed the Takeo tribe strategizing so much this episode, but then the Bayon tribe, they just are like, Steven makes me nervous.
Yeah,
You
no.
can't do much with that.
Oh, we got to talk about that too. There's so much about that tribe and the alpha male thing going on right now. I almost feel bad for Steven because he got screwed tribe-wise this season when he got on there.
And okay, so let's talk about the big fight that happened on the Takeo tribe.
Oh.
So PG and Shireen were talking about Abby, and Abby is the Brazilian bombshell firecracker villain. She just causes drama, and they're talking bad about her. Abby is a couple steps away listening to all of this go on. So she walks up there and be like, hey, why are you guys talking bad about me? You're in my alliance. What's going on? And Abby and PG just went at it with each other. Shireen leaves. She's like, I don't want to be a part of this. I'm going to leave. And then after PG and Abby are done fighting, PG goes back to camp. Abby's left on the beach all alone, feeling like nobody cares about her. Her alliance basically just made fun of her
So
and were using her
dejected.
for
It
the
was
boat.
sad.
And I mean, Abby's the villain of the show, and people know that, but like, she's still a human. And what is interesting about this is Abby. Well, first, Abby wanted somebody to come and talk to her and like make her feel included. Like, she's still a human. She's still a part of this tribe. And last season, Shireen got bullied, like hardcore, and Mike came and rescued her. And Shireen was so grateful that somebody like actually stood up and helped her. But nobody was there for Abby, and Abby was like, this same thing happened to Shireen last season, and she's not here to help me.
People want to work for Shireen this reason alone. And Abby, after knowing how, I think Abby kind of knew she was going to be treated like this when she got out there because of just her reputation. I feel like she thought that Shireen would be a great person for her to bond with, because I feel like both of their seasons they were very much picked on for
Right.
different reasons, of course.
Yes.
Different reasons. But nonetheless, I feel like everybody had more expectations for Shireen to jump in and help her because of Shireen's experience last
Right.
year.
Like, even though Shireen is like so playing this game super hard and everything, and she has it like all on lock, she still needs to. I felt like she missed like the human aspect. Like, she forgot. Like, she was so focused on the second chance and trying to play the game the best that she left the humbleness that she had the first time playing, or like who she was.
She got
this
almost
time.
colder.
Yeah.
She was warmer and more personable first time around. This time she has more of like a icy air about her, that she's here to win. She's here to strategize. She's here to formulate plans. She's not here to get to know people as much this time. She's here to play survivor, which
Right.
I can respect. But this early in the
It was
game,
just so interesting because last season it was all about Shireen and her feelings, and they made such a big deal about it. And then this time on Second Chance, she didn't really like change. Like, she changed in like a weird way. I thought like it made me not make me uncomfortable. It was just so interesting to see her evolve.
yeah. Well, you can tell, like, honestly, like, some of these people come in with like this game face on, like her. Spencer came with a game face on. Even Wu, I feel like, has come back with like a different kind of feel for the game.
Really?
Yeah, we can talk about that later. Like,
Well, say it right now. Like, what do
you know when Wu was talking? Well, it's about the vote.
Okay, well, let's talk about the immunity
Yeah,
challenge.
let's talk about the immunity.
Okay, so immunity challenge, they had this big obstacle course, and they had to run, and of course it ended with a puzzle at the end, and it was a neck and neck.
It was a nail biter.
It was. I mean, the one tribe, the Takeo tribe, thought they had it, and I thought that looked right.
It looked right, and it also
And
looked like an
possible.
underdog win almost, because they came back from behind.
Right.
Because I'm gonna say it. I love Jeff Varner, but he was looking exhausted.
Yes.
And since they voted out Vetus, I feel like they had a hard time with not enough men to pull that chest line, because you got all the alpha males on the other tribe, and they got that chest so quickly. I feel like they had the smarter people, though. That's why they did so well at the puzzle. I just think that they maybe should have put Spencer and Shrin in earlier, because I feel like they really got a grasp of the puzzle quickly.
So the Takeo tribe ended up losing immunity for the second time, and the band won. So, anything else you want to say about the band tribe?
I
feel
want
like
to see them lose so I can see them like strategize. I want to see what
I
they're
want
doing.
I want to see that too, but we're not getting to that yet. So
No.
we're done with them
Yeah,
for
we're
right
done with
now.
them.
Go Sierra. So the Takeo tribe loses, and we realize that Jeff Varner had flipped everybody in the tribe. So it's either going to be Shireen or Spencer going home tonight. Abby tells Shireen, and Shireen just starts going crazy. Like, she's like, "Oh my god, this is happening!" Like, everybody just flipped on us, and the downfall of Spencer and Shireen was like so hard to watch. I thought this whole season is just so hard to watch these people who want the second chance so bad. Like Spencer was even in tears,
Yeah, Spencer
because he was
sad.
having to realize that he had to vote out Shireen, the one person he wanted to work with and wasn't in alliance with.
If you notice, it's like deja vu again, because he was at the bottom of his tribe right in the beginning for just being a guy that time, because all the ladies teamed up and they needed him for that. But I mean, he's at the bottom. He's going to have to scramble his way to the top again if he's going to be able to, if he can. I mean, Sharon and Spencer came in to play so hard, and I don't know why they usually just bit them in the butt. It's so frustrating because you love watching players play really, really hard. I love watching when they just give it their all, and when it just backfires like this, it's just sad.
Right. So at Tribal Council, they all decided to vote on either Spencer or Shireen. It was a 5-to-4 vote, and Shireen was the second person voted off of Survivor Second Chances. And I personally would have probably did Spencer. I would have gotten rid of him.
No, I disagree because they voted out Vetus, and they lost big male power, and if there's no tribe shuffle coming up anytime soon, they would have needed him.
But, see, I don't know. I probably would have still did Spencer. Because I feel like he's more likely to do more black magic later on in the game than
Yeah, but I think
Shireen
maybe Jeff Varner, who's clearly in control right now, just thinking he's adorable or something, and just wants to keep him for eye candy.
Maybe.
Just maybe. I mean, he already got rid of Vetus, and as we already said, he's a mutiny idol.
Well, do you have any other thoughts or feelings about Survivor?
No, I mean,
Before
with
we
the
move
shuffle
on?
coming up, there's really not much to talk about because it's going to get undone next week.
Right, so next week is just going to be
Next
a
week is
crazy episode for
It's like
Survivor.
a premiere episode again.
Right, it's going to be a crazy episode for Survivor and for My Reality Recap, so you're all going to have to tune back in.
Yeah, no, do it, guys. It's going to be most likely an amazing, epic episode. 3, expansion drives. I'm so excited.
I am so excited to talk about Project Runway because I have with me the runner-up of Project Runway Under the Gun, Mr. Sam Donovan. Sam, thank you so much for calling in today.
Oh, hey, thank you for calling me.
Okay, so let's talk about the runway that happened. The Final 7 had a Just Fab style persona challenge. And so the 5 different styles of a Just Fab girl are Bombshell, Trendsetter, Girl Next Door, Modern Classic, and Femme Nouveau. If you could have picked one, which one would you wanted to make an outfit for?
Oh, God. It was... Okay, remind me. Sorry. Because all I could think of when they were introducing that part of the challenge, like, I was watching it with a friend of mine, and I was like, does that chalkboard really look there? It looks like they CGI'd in the chalkboard, does it not? Like, didn't it kind of look fake?
It did.
Did anyone else...
Yeah, now that I think about it, it did kind of look fake. But didn't they check?
Fake.
Didn't they check it off though?
No, they definitely did, but it just looked so fake. Again, I probably was drinking, but
Okay.
I've had to drink my way through this season. I'm sorry. So it was Bombshell, Trendsetter, Femme Nouveau. What else?
Girl Next Door and Modern Classic.
Oh God! I mean, anyone who was gonna choose Modern Classic was setting themselves up for failure. Like seriously, that was. I mean, and Candace was actually. I thought she did a really good job in picking everyone what she thought they would do best in. Like Candace is a smart player. Like she's not gonna like sort of like screw people over, but she is so shit talky behind their back. Which one would I have chosen? You know what? I feel like Bombshell would have been a lot of fun to play with. I think that actually, of the 2 people that got Bombshell, I am shocked at the direction that each of them went in. But I was pleasantly surprised by one and horrified by the other. But I feel like that would have been a lot of fun. I feel like Femme Nouveau could have been really fun. But you know, at the end of the day, and we saw on the runway, like they didn't really care about design. They really were looking for something that was easy to manufacture.
Right, and that was the point of the challenge. They had to make something that would be easily mass-produced to be sold on Just Fab. And some of the people, I don't think really remembered that. Like Marlene, her dress would have been really hard to recreate. I thought anyways.
Marlene is confusing to me because half the time I'm like, you know what? Marlene's doing something cool and different. The other half of the time I'm like, the fuck is going on inside of Marlene's head? Like, I get it, like, she's more of an artist than a designer, and she's really just starting to, at the end of the day, you've really got to be able to figure out, like, you know, what it's going to sell.
Right.
And just clearly, that was not a marketable dress at all.
So, what were your two favorite looks? The judges couldn't decide on what they didn't have any top or bottom looks last night because they were all over the board. So, if you had to pick your top two favorites, who were your top two?
Can I phrase that ever so slightly differently?
Yeah.
Because I don't think I can pick two favorites. The two that I thought had the best potential to go on Just Fab as sort of like a Project Runway branded design, and sell really well, and they were really well designed for the challenge. I actually think that Ashley did fantastic. I thought that she was totally robbed. That jacket would sell like bagels, as Heidi Klum used to say. And, you know, like, it's a recognizable piece. I was talking to Mila Ermanovsky from Project Runway Season 7 and All-Star Season 1, and we were both like, you know, that's the piece that you buy, and you're like, oh my god, like, I got this jacket from, you know, it was on Project Runway. Whereas the winning piece was sort of like, you could get that anywhere.
Very true.
Like, literally anywhere. And you would make it yourself in 30 minutes. And then actually, I thought Kelly's little, like, legging crop top ensemble was pretty cute, too. But that friggin' vest, yeah.
I didn't like the vest, but Kelly's one of my favorites. I personally like her. I like that she does something different. I mean, I don't think she's gonna win, but I like to see what she comes up with each week. Personally,
I don't know. I am very behind Kelly, like, sticking to her guns. But like, there comes a point where you're holding like moldy blue, like, faux fur
Cookie Monster.
crap.
Isn't that what Zach said last night? It was like Cookie Monster.
Whatever he said, I'm sure it was. Well, I'm pretty sure it was said to him. But you know, I'm pretty sure it was accurate. Like, it was such a. I have no problem with like a blue fur vest. Like, sure, like, give me a blue fur vest. Not that blue fur vest. God, no. Like, hell no.
So the winner of the challenge ended up being Edmund, and it was, like you said, it was a dress that could be sold anywhere. You could find it anywhere. And I mean, it was pretty. Like, I feel like it was a good dress, but I do feel like Ashley did get robbed.
I mean, I have no words. Like, I cannot believe that, like, a little red hooker dress won a challenge on Project Runway. Like, I think Zach at some point screamed, like, it's a design competition. And they, like, embarrassingly chose to, like, give it to something that is quite frankly not a design. It's a dress. Anyone could have done it. There is no signature to it at all. I guess it had some straps and some gathering, but, you know, Edmund does. Oh, and for all of the, like, Lori, you know, made a skirt with, like, just one seam up the back. That's all Edmund did. He made a dress with one seam up the back. He added, like a tube for a bonnet and some, like, straps. But, yeah, like I was saying, like, there's no one is going to buy that dress to be like, oh, like, this is the winning dress from, you know, that episode of Project Runway. Like, it's just not going to happen.
And so the eliminated contestant last night was Lori, and she had this, like, blue and black dress, and the top it went straight up to her neck, and you could see the boobs and on the runway. And that's like the second week in a row you could see that on that girl.
I mean, last week that was pretty bad. Yeah. I really didn't mind sort of how much boob we saw today, or last night, and I thought it was kind of bullshit of, I think, again, it was Zach, who was like, oh, you know, there's no design here. Like, you shitting on me? Like, at least she's got that, like, cool top that plays with transparency. Like, Edmund literally has, like, a, like, dress that you can buy for $5.99, like, on a street corner.
Okay, so no spoilers because I don't know what you know. Who is your pick to win the season? Because we're down to the final 6, or who do you want to see win?
So I had the opportunity to go to New York Fashion Week and see all of their collections. And everyone's remaining show collection, whether or not they're in the final 3 or 4, I don't know. But based off of what I've seen thus far in the competition, I would love to see. Actually, based off of both, I would love to see either Ashley or Swapno win. I don't think it's a particularly guarded secret at this point that Ashley showed a range of plus size clothing, and I screamed when they turned the corner, just screamed. It was such an emotional moment. It was such a great moment for the show, and then Swapno's collection was just beautiful. So.
And see, I feel like Ashley's my pick to win because I feel like they've been giving her a good edit too. They had that whole moment where she got picked on, and they show her winning, and I feel like they're making her into being a winner and make everybody like her. That's just my perspective of looking at it from a reality TV fan point of view. But I mean, I like her. I think she does great stuff. So she's my pick to win.
I mean, from a reality standpoint, Tim Gunn has been pushing this whole idea of, let's do a plus size season of Project Runway. So I can't help but think have they sort of been Ashley's done mostly good work throughout the season. There have been a couple of times where she's really struggled.
Mm-hmm.
So on the one hand, I'm okay, is she sort of getting a little bit of an advantage because they like her, or is she just sort of getting lucky in these instances where she's super lucky now? But I would be very interested to see if Ashley does end up winning, if they do a plus size season of Project Runway afterwards.
Yeah, that would
ushering that in, following that.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Sam. This was a lot of fun.
I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
So how can all of my listeners find you on social media?
They can find me basically anywhere at Sam is Blonde, no E at the end of Blonde. And, I look forward to hearing from them.
Yeah, and I'll make sure I put all of his information up on my website and on this podcast. I want to thank my co-host Drew again for joining me, and I also want to thank Sam Donovan for calling in. It was a lot of fun, and I want to thank all of you, of course, for listening to this podcast. If you like what you heard, please click that subscribe button and give this podcast a 5-star rating. That'll make me feel really good inside. And I want to keep the conversation going with all of you. Tweet me at Michael with a Y or hashtag MYRR to let me know all of your thoughts and feelings about the shows we talked about today, or which shows you want me to talk about in the future. Make sure to keep up with me on social media. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Michael with a Y, and that is spelled exactly as it is on here. Don't forget to smile, and remember, glasses are sexy.